So I'm Joseph, I'm 22 and I'm from Bannister. Transitioning into secondary school, I started kind of going through anxiety. It presented in loads of different forms. The most obvious way was panic attacks. Anxiety kind of controlled my life and stopped me doing a lot of things. I was kind of isolating myself from people my own age and I was afraid to talk to them. At lunchtime I'd be talking to the teachers, I wouldn't bother talking to the students. As young as 12 I was getting bullied for being gay. So all my bullying was homophobic related. And before I even knew I was gay, I was getting bullied for being gay. The bullying was like the thing to set the bomb off. I went into a full kind of manic episode. I just lost touch with reality. It was kind of harmless at the beginning, but then it kind of turned into everyone was coming to hunt me down. And I kind of started turning on my family and turning on everyone. People who had passed, like loved ones. I thought they were talking to me and I thought God was talking to me. I had to be admitted into CAMS inpatient services. CAMS is the Child Adolescent Mental Health Service. In there I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I describe it as mood swings where you kind of swing from a high to a low. Now I know there can be there's different definitions of it, but that's what it means in my case. I had to fight with symptoms of suicidal thoughts. So that was very dark, and for a long time all I wanted was to die and my life wasn't worth living and all that negative kind of thought. Till eventually, the week of my junior cert, it led to a suicidal attempt. I kind of prayed to my God and he did keep me alive, so there was a reason for it. And it was kind of very beneficial for any time I'm going through those thoughts again, because I see it in a different way now. They were able to put me on a different medication. So that kind of calmed down from 12 episodes a year to 1 episode a year. A lot of people would see going into like a mental health hospital kind of bad, but for me, I kind of felt as if I wasn't alone. I was sitting in hospital and I didn't think this was going to get any better. And it was kind of very hard to see that there'd be any light at the end of the tunnel, because it was a very dark place. If you're going around calling people psycho, or calling people attention seekers, or saying, oh, that person is crazy. If you had a child at home, or if you had someone that potentially could reach out to you, but they see your attitude that way, I almost believe you're locking that door. And that if I'm feeling vulnerable, I'm not going to turn to you if I think you're going to say I'm an attention seeker. So I think it's very important that people are mindful of that, because it can knock at your front door.
I'm Mark Smith. I'm a clinical psychologist working in the Child and Adolescent Mental Health Services, and I've been working as a psychologist for about 19 years. I think the most important thing around our use of language around mental health is that, one, the recognition that it evolves over time, but two, that it's also unique to the person. So I think we can improve our language around mental health by listening, and listening in a non-judgmental way, and listening in a way that we hear not just the story, but the pain behind those stories. And I think that allows us to both connect with people and also to hear the language that they use to describe themselves. You can use an umbrella term like someone is depressed, but each person who struggles with depression will have their own unique experience of what that feels like. It'll give us a guide to what they might have felt, but the only way we truly know is by listening to them. And I think that's the most important first step we can take.
When I started going to the mental health services first, I was trying to get away from them as quick as possible. I was thinking some other poor young person could need this space. More or less, I'm not important enough, or like my story isn't important enough to be heard by these doctors. They could be helping someone else. No matter how big or small your issue is, there's someone there to listen, like your family or your friends, and then your doctors, and it's just easier to talk about everything. Do you know, you watch like an action film or a drama film and you kind of go through all the bumps and that I'm kind of getting to the long, boring part where it's kind of everything's happy and you're kind of waiting for something to go wrong, but it doesn't. But I kind of realised that bipolar is a condition, it's lifelong. Like you'll have an asthma attack every now and again, you're going to have a bipolar episode. So it's just identifying it and getting the proper help and trying to help others with my story and to kind of show them there is a way out. Like, am I bipolar or am I Joseph? I am Joseph with bipolar. So it doesn't define me. It's just part of the many things that makes me Joseph. So